All right, I'm working on the Suzuki LT-125, 1984. The semi-automatic clutch has been slipping. It's been popping out of gear. I'm assuming that it needs friction plates, so I went ahead and purchased the friction plates, but I'm going to see if there's an adjustment on this first. Fortunately, I don't have the book for this. I thought I had one, but anyway, I don't. So I'm going to take this apart. I'm pretty sure there's an adjustment in here. If there is, I'm going to try to do an adjustment first. So I'll show you guys that if I figure it out, and if not, we're going to go ahead and replace those friction plates. So anyhow, get yourself an oil pan, because it's a good time to do an oil change. Actually, you know, you could go ahead and drain all the oil out. I'm just going to go ahead and remove this and let whatever oil comes out come out, and I'll top it back off because I did an oil change not too long ago. So anyhow, I'm going to get the camera set up. We've got 4 Phillips screws going around here. We're going to take that off and take a peek inside. You can see there, it came off finally. It was giving me a tough time, but it did rip the gasket. I don't have a new gasket for it, but I'll clean it up. I'll put a little bit of RTV on there for now. But you're probably better off ordering a gasket. So I'm not going to get into this as far as changing the plates out, because that's going to get pretty involved, but I am going to try an adjustment here. We're going to crack this nut loose, and that there will take a Phillips head. If I remember correctly, I think you're supposed to turn it until it bottoms out, and then you're supposed to bring it back like a quarter turn. So I'm going to try that and see if that does the trick. All right, it's going to be a 12 millimeter. I'm going to crack that loose. Go ahead and turn that in. Didn't take much. I can feel a little bit of pressure already. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten that up. And I'm going to put this back together. I'm not going to RTV it yet because I might have to take it apart to adjust again, or I may be digging into this. I don't know at this point, but I'm going to take it out for a test drive and see what happens. right, so it ran pretty good. I wouldn't say it runs like a brand new quad or anything, assuming that I'm going to have to change those friction plates at some point, but definitely a lot better. It was slipping out of gear before, and it was completely bogging before. I had no power whatsoever. Definitely still a little underpowered. I'm not sure if that's to do with the clutch or if I got something else going on, but huge improvement. So it's worth a shot. Not saying it's going to solve your problem. You know, if the friction plates, the clutch plates are bad, they're bad. But that adjustment definitely helped. And I just want to go over that again real quick because I didn't do it exactly like I said at the beginning. Once I got to that nut with the 12mm wrench, I loosened that up and I drove it in clockwise until it like just bottomed out, just touched. I didn't turn it back a quarter turn or anything like that because it really didn't take much, so I didn't want to lose what I gained. So basically I just turned it until it like just touched. I didn't crank on it, locked that lock nut back up, and that was it. Definitely better. At least I can get around my property now. I'm cutting trees down and stuff, so I like using this guy here. It's got a granny gear, which is nice too when you're pulling a stump or something like that. They're a little limited. It's only a 125, but if you're watching this because you have one, you already know that. But it's got that real low granny gear, which is nice. Anyhow, I hope that helps somebody. Again, can't guarantee it's going to fix your problem if the clutch is shot, but definitely a big improvement for me.